You know, I love the definition of rise because it actually means to no longer be limited or constrained by something, to be restored back to life, to be revived, to awaken, to ascend, to soar, to elevate.
Good afternoon, beautiful ladies. My name is Cindy, and I'm so privileged to share my testimony with all of you today. And just a bit about myself, I've been a Christian for 3 years now. I'm a third-year UNSW student studying construction management and property. I'm from the beautiful islands of Fiji, was born and raised there. I am Chinese, and both of my parents are from Guangdong, China. And although I grew up in the islands, I am very Chinese cultured. Like my parents, they have a very, like every other Chinese family, they have a very traditional Chinese mindset. They value success, money, good career, good reputation, a comfortable and stable life. And they told me that if I achieved these things, I will be happy in life. And so they engraved that culture in me so deeply that I took that with me everywhere I go. And growing up, I aimed to please my parents because they worked so hard in the farm to raise my two younger brothers and I. And they meant the world to me. I would do anything for them. I try my best, to repay them for what they've done. And I would try my best to be the perfect daughter in their eyes, helping them in the farm, looking after my brothers, doing house chores, and most importantly, being the top student in class. So studying became a big part of my life. But in the process of, doing all these things and pleasing my parents, I became someone so different. I changed so much. I became very insecure and unhappy. And fast forward a little bit, like when I was told that I get to study abroad here in Sydney, I was so excited because I thought that maybe I'll finally be happy here and I'm free to do whatever I want. But studying and the education first culture was so trained in me that nothing really changed or nothing really happened in my life. I still prioritized my studies above everything, and including my mental health, and that led to my downfall. I remember the first 3 months of being in Australia and studying. I would go to uni every day, and the workload was so much that I isolate myself in my room, spending hours on my assignments studying, and I had this deep fear of failure. I was scared that if I go out and spend time or do other things, it would affect my performances. But even though I worked so hard and got the grades that I wanted and made my parents proud, I wasn't truly happy inside because I realized I have to work hard for another one and another one and again, and it was like an endless cycle. And the happiness it brought to me was only temporary. I felt like a slave to my studies. I felt so tired and exhausted. And then I started to lose my motivation to be an excellent student, to even be excited about my future and living. And at that time, I questioned about life a lot, like, what is the purpose of living, and is it all just about studying, having a good career, buying a house, starting a family, being successful, and then eventually dying and then losing all of that? Like, what's the purpose of doing all of these things? And I saw how meaningless life was, and I became really hopeless. I became very suicidal in my thought. And at that time, I longed for a truck to hit me and every day, and I just wanted death to come quickly. And I fell into this deep and this darkness and hopelessness, and I longed for a solution. And that's when God entered my life and changed me. Literally after a few days, I was approached by a sister from our church And then I studied the Bible. I wanted to find the true meaning of life. I really wanted to find out why am I really here. And I wanted to find out how I can be happy and content with God alone, and not on, my studies, or not, in career, or, pleasing people. And at first I didn't understand, what it really means. But with faith in the scriptures, and just holding on to God's promises, and knowing that there's more to life than what the world has taught me, I decided to become a Christian, and I got baptized in August 2019. And ever since then, my life completely changed, and I'm living the best life ever right now. And God showed me that true joy, peace, and security can be found in Him by loving Him and being the person He has created me to be. I don't have to be what the world, what my parents, what my teachers want me to be. I don't have to be rich and successful. I don't have the pressure to be perfect in front of my parents' eyes. I don't have to be the best, student in class. Although God does expect me to be an excellent student, but His love for me is not determined by my grades or what I can achieve or what I can give Him. Simply, He just loves me simply because He cares for me, and because of the fact that I am His daughter. And God has even helped me to be an excellent student. I don't have to worry about how well I will perform in my uni, because my grades won't change the way He sees me and how much He loves me. And this freed me from a lot of things, and I received this, this happiness, or this kind of a positive and confident attitude to excel in my studies and help other students to do the same. And I don't have to waste time being anxious and worrying or being stressed out, trying to always be, at the top, being number one, or trying to build my self-worth through my achievements. And I don't have to be secure and insecure and trying to compare myself with other people, because God loves all of us equally. And so I'm just really grateful for God. I thank God for loving me so deeply and just picking me up from this darkness and rescuing me and freeing me from this false expectation of being a student, and rising above to be the woman that He wonderfully created me to be. And thank you for letting me share.